Hi, I'm Stuart from Stuart's Gardens in Simonstown, and at last winter is on its way. As you can see, it's been raining. I've got a jersey on because it's quite cool, and I'm sitting in my raised bed garden. So this is what a raised bed garden looks like in Cape Town on the west coast of South Africa at the start of winter. Here it is. First of all, here are beautiful cucumbers, which I'm going to pick right now. These are just ripe and in fact almost perfect. This one looks like it's just getting to the end of readiness stage. Can you believe that this is the start of winter? Wow. There's another cucumber. This looks brilliant. I'll take it off. And here's another one. That's not too bad. And here's another one. That's not a bad haul for the start of winter. As you can see, many of these cucumber plants are starting to look their age. They've been going for quite a few months. But right at the top, the interesting thing is there's lots of new growth there. Similarly with this one, you can see lots of flowers, a few small cucumbers on their way. And similarly with this one, the older leaves are really have seen better days. What we have done is we have cut off the dying leaves and rolled up the remaining vines, leaving the top growing part of the plants with their flowers and leaves and young cucumbers, and in this vine growing cucumbers. And it will be interesting to see whether we get more delicious cucumbers from these very, very old cucumber plants that have been growing for months and months, and now they've grown right into winter. It's amazing what fertilizer and good treatment can do. It's absolutely amazing that this is in fact the start of winter. Now we can see the basil is looking beautiful, all ready for pesto. Okay. Behind me are tomato plants. These are in fact beautiful beefsteak tomatoes, which are planted late in the season. And if you look up there, you can see there are buds and flowers which are starting to come out. I've already had one or two delicious brandywine tomatoes from these vines, as well as black crim. It is difficult to believe that this is the start of winter and that these are Roma tomato plants that were put in as seedlings just a few months ago. And here they are, blooming, doing so well with flowers and buds starting to develop. In fact, here is the first tomato, baby tomato. It looks as if we may in fact get some Roma tomatoes way into winter, which is really unbelievable. Once again showing what continuous fertilizer, watering, depesting and cultivating with pruning your plants can do. And over here, can you believe it? These are the yellow pear indeterminate tomatoes which have been going for months. As you see, we've coiled up the vines as we at the bottom there, and the tops continue to grow, continue to produce delicious fruit. And they are, in fact, delicious. Over here, are money maker tomatoes. I didn't expect these ones to even produce. In fact, they're coming from branches which I thought wouldn't produce any more. Here they are. First beginning of winter plants. Can you believe that? And here, late autumn, early winter, we have beautiful brinjal. These are not as big as the ones that were growing in the early part of the season, but look at them. They are beautiful. This one, in fact, is ready to take off, and I think, doesn't that look beautiful? There are quite a few more in here, as you can see, but I will only take off these fruits when I want to eat them on the same day. Now let's have a look at the herbs. As you can see, the mint is growing beautifully. Here's flat leaf parsley. Here are chives. And look at this beautiful dill. My goodness, can you believe it? Here we can see young aubergines growing. In the corner are more tomatoes. Over here, these are beautiful black crim tomatoes, which I didn't expect to produce so late in the season when I planted them, but there they are. Next to them here, we have the chilies, the chili peppers. I've had lots and lots of them. Over here are Tabasco chili peppers, Serenara chili peppers, and right at the back over here we can see bell peppers. There are lots of bell peppers. Over here is a Californian wonder, and right down there is a ripe pepper, a red pepper down the bottom, which is ready, so I'd better take it off. And here are some red peppers, so let's take them off. These are ready, and there's another butte ready over there. It's not too bad a haul for a few minutes work. The sun is starting to come out. Isn't that wonderful? That's what we like to see. A lovely bit of sun in early winter and a basket full of delicious veggies. So let's go outside of the raised bed area and see what's coming on out here. I'm in the container area of the garden, and over here these are early winter crops that I'm growing. These are cauliflowers. Don't they look absolutely beautiful? Over here we have some onions that I put in some time ago. They're looking great. I'm not quite sure what's going on with this one. Let me pull out here. I think this is just a big leaf. Well, that's it. We've cleaned it out, and look at that. Isn't it a beautiful leaf? Lovely, fresh. I'm going to put this with the basket, and I'm sure that's going to taste delicious in a soup. Or maybe I'll just put it as part of a main dish. Over here, you can see there are more leeks growing, and behind here, there's some kale growing, which is another winter crop. So, things are looking good. That is my early winter tale, delicious vegetables from Stuart's Gardens.